Welcome to Imagine Financial Services. My name is Marianne Nolte. Today's topic for financial planning is Medicare. Medicare impacts a person's finances both during their working years and when they turn age 65 and forward. Most people qualify for Medicare by paying Medicare payroll taxes during their working years, and it's about a 10-year period of time to accumulate the appropriate amount of credits. During a person's working years, Medicare payroll tax is taken from your paycheck. Now, this can reduce your monthly cash flow. Once you become age 65, you're eligible for Medicare Part A and B. Part A covers hospital stays, not long-term hospital care, but hospital stays in general. And Part B is the medical expenses for going to see your physician and certain tests that are required by that physician. Then there's Parts C and D. Parts C and D are paid for by private insurance companies, so they have a little bit more flexibility in their structure. I'm going to go ahead and skip Part C's description and jump to Part D. When you're talking about Part D Medicare, think D for drugs. Now, Part C is the Advantage Care. Part C is going to cover Parts A and B as well as D. And it's a bundling of those three pieces. And that is paid for with an additional premium. I've got a couple of Medicare questions that people ask all the time, and I want to cover these. The first question is, what if I'm age 65? Am I required to take Medicare, or can I go ahead and stay on my employer's plan if I'm still working? The answer is a bit complex. When a person turns age 65, they're required to sign up for Part A coverage. That's the hospital, again, not long-term care, but just hospital care. So you're required to sign up for Part A coverage, but Part B coverage, you have a little bit of flexibility with this option. If you're covered with a credible coverage from your employer, you can go ahead and opt out of signing up for Part B coverage. So what's credible coverage for Part B? Well, credible coverage is actually your drug coverage. If at your employer you have credible coverage that's noted for Part D as a compensation for Part D, then you can go ahead and opt out of Part B coverage. Again, Part D, think D for drugs. So if you have that Part D coverage and you choose to opt out of Part B coverage, you can then go ahead and stay on your employer's plan, and you're going to go ahead and skip paying the monthly premium for Part B coverage. You might be paying some sort of deductible through your employer plan instead. So you're going to want to weigh that out and decide which coverage is going to be most cost effective for you. And then once you leave your employer, you're going to have just a short window of opportunity to go ahead and enroll for Part B coverage through Medicare. Another question I get is, when I turned age 65 and I signed up for Medicare, I was pretty healthy. There weren't any problems. But now I'm age 75 and I'm ending up in the hospital more often. I have more doctor's visits. Am I able to change my Part C coverage? Part C, remember, covers A, B, and D. Well, let's back up a little bit. At age 65, when you first sign up for Medicare, there is 0 medical questions that need to be discussed. And people will, sign up thinking only about their own health at that period of time. So what's really important to do is to go ahead and work with a professional that specializes in Medicare. The reason you need to do that is you need to take into account not only your health today, but what you anticipate your health to be down the road. Of course, there's no magic crystal ball, just like with investing. There is no crystal ball, but you need to be thinking ahead to down the road scenarios. And what was the history of your family? Did your parents have health issues that may come down to you in a hereditary manner? You're going to want to think about what your lifestyle is in comparison to your family. We eat better today. We take better care of our health. We get out and exercise differently. So don't just get stuck in the idea that dad had diabetes or something like that. You want to think about how you operate today, how you expect your body to be working down the road, and really work with a professional that specializes in Medicare to help direct you to which medical Part C is going to be most beneficial to you down the road. It may cost you a little bit more upfront, but it's better to have the proper coverage because Part C coverage has a lot of flexibility in what they offer. Thanks for joining me about these sticky Medicare questions. I hope this helped you out, and if you like this video, click the subscribe button below. New content is uploaded on a regular basis. Thanks so much.